Hey, welcome back, YouTube viewers. Happy to talk to you about one more day before I leave out of country and head to Tonga for my resident visa or business visa application. And I'm excited. I got one more day. I've been packing, prepping. Um, Again, I want to go over some of the things that I was um, trying to get you involved in. So if you do want to be an expat or travel to another country, you're very aware of what the procedures are. And excuse me, I dropped my passport photo. Um, It'll make it easier for your transition if you think something's so hard that you don't even attempt it. You'll never get it done. For me, I thought it would be hard, and then I started doing it. And as I'm doing it, it's getting easier and easier. Um, Yesterday, and I went over some things that are very important that you want to have. The requirements for the um, business or resident visa in the Kingdom of Tonga. So first of all, again, you need the application. You could pull this out and PDF it off of the Tongan Embassy webpage and just fill it out. This might not be the one they allow you to use, but at least you printed it out, you filled it out, and you're ready to go when you get there. Second thing that you're going to need is passport photos. I've brought that up in yesterday's video, but again, these are the first two things. Now, they go about wanting you to prove if you are not a citizen of the country, you have to prove your ties to it, spouse or whatever other reasons, political reasons or diplomatic or immunity, whatever you got, amnesty, whatever reason that you're going to Tonga. These are the requirements. You have to prove a few things, and one of them, two of them that they start off with, and we'll go through it on here. Do it live so I could give you a printout of it, or not a printout, but first things we went through was you needed your passport photo, and then the application and the fees for it, which are about 115. It says U.S., but when I'm heard it's Tongan Visa, so I'll find out when I get there. Once you complete all this and you have your passport ready, they want you to do some other things, quite a few other things, to prove why you want to come there, your ties for even wanting to come there, which would be, I'll read it off. If you are a principal applicant and wish to include your family, you can, and that would be adding your children on the dependents. But you have to prove to them. And one of the things they ask for, and I'll read it out: principal application, indicate the class of permit you are applying for and the category. Inappropriate. In other words, if you're applying to work in the kingdom, you should apply for a class temporary category employment visa. If you're trying to be their long permanent resident, right now they're not allowing that. They're not doing that, but they're working on it. It's going through legislation. You have to prove who you are related to. So for that, it's going to ask you down here in section 4, if you are the principal applicant and wish to include your family, we'll go through that in details, blah, blah, blah. If there is insufficient space, you fill out more forms. Please submit an additional things, but they please provide marriage certificates if married and birth certificates for children. All those things need to come into play. Thus, that's why I had, 1, filled out the application, 2, got my passport photos out the way. Now it's about proving, and this is how you got to legally do it. This is my original marriage certificate, copy from 1988. This is my original one that we got from the church that we got married at. Now, they want more than that. They also want you to prove who she is, and everything has to be notarized. So here we go. I covered everything in white so you don't see it, but it has a notary. Every one of these have to have one. So for my wife, here's her resident alien visa, I believe, resident permanent visa. Then she has to have a copy of her driver's license included in that. Proof of identification, passport copy. If you notice, each one of them has a notary public, because they won't accept these if you just made a copy and brought it to them. Then they're going to say, well, how do we know it's official? Where's the original? Because I'm going to Tonga without my wife. I'm doing this whole process by myself, but I have to prove it. Thus, they want my proof of birth certificate. So I have to show my birth certificate. I have to go through, bring in my Social Security card with me. Then I even went as far as remarrying my wife, having another updated marriage certificate, and also having that notarized. They all, these places, 2 different places I went to have the notary done. Those are all pluses. They're all asking for those things. If you already have been in Tonga prior, I would suggest you go and open up yourself. There's several banks there, but I went with the Tongan Development Bank, and I have a savings account and able to wire money. I'm learning how to wire money there from the United States. And they made it easier for New Zealand and Australia, but for some reason I'm just trying to figure out how still to send it from the United States. There's a lot going on. I am collecting all these things. Now, for this, let's go back to each of these. To get my marriage certificate, I had to go to the county clerk's office here in Mesa, Arizona, to acquire the marriage license. Then I went to the church that I chose, any of your choosings you can go to, and you get your bishop, pastor, whoever, to sign off, and then they could, you get it notarized. That's definitely, everything has to be notarized. So I went through that process, making sure that I got my birth certificates, my wife's credentials. Each one of these things are very important. If you don't have these things, it'll be incomplete, and it makes the process extended. You'll be waiting longer and longer when you could just do your homework, get it all out the way, be consistent and persistent in getting all these things. Give yourself ample time as well. Give yourself ample time. Some of these things take weeks and weeks to process and get shipped to you or mailed to you if you don't have a means of expediting it to you quicker. I just so happen to, everything's kind of conveniently close. Another thing I wanted to talk about, if you are planning on going to a country abroad, check your passport and check the country that you're going to, because I almost spent last August $7,000 on a trip to Tonga. Everything including my wife's tickets, this and that. We sent a 4x8 box filled with goods for family members and things that we'd need in the island for the month that we were there. One day before I was leaving, I checked with Air Fiji. Did a checkup on passport, tried to log in. Realized that I wasn't able to log in because there's a 6-month gap for Tonga. And your passport has to be non-expired for 6 months after the time of arrival in Tonga. So I had missed it by 1 month. I was 1 month shy of the 6 months. And one day before I was going to lose out on all my money, I'm going frantically crazy. I'm calling embassies in San Francisco. Do I got to fly tonight on a red eye and go get my passport done there? What do I do? thank goodness here in Arizona, Tucson to be precise, we have a U.S., I believe, embassy or consulate here that allows us to go and pay a couple of $100, but they'll print it out the same day. Now, don't wait to the last day to think you can just go there and do it. I had luckily gotten an appointment that only had 3 available, 1 to 2 days, the day of, and 2 the day prior, 1 the day prior, and 2 the day of, the morning of my afternoon flight to Tonga. My heart was pounding. All that money invested, didn't realize by 1 month it could have all been blown away, nothing I could do about it. Box was already shipped off, that was already gone, out to port and in the ocean going to Tonga. Luckily, did my homework, and I hope that if anybody runs into this, that they will know that there is a way, there's a solution. And believe it or not, people were coming that I met at this consulate or embassy in Tucson, coming from there. I met a Tongan family that was going to Australia. They were going through the same thing. Their passport expired a few months, within a few months. So they had to get it done immediately because they were leaving the same week I was leaving. So we're all in the same boat. We're all frantic. But thank goodness that there was that opportunity for us to drive. And there's people that were there from New Mexico. I'm in Mesa, Arizona. I had to drive 2 hours to get to Tucson, 2 hours back, and time frame that it took for them to process. So I spent the better part of my morning, the day of my flight internationally leaving the Tonga. I had frantically got up at 4 something, left by 5 in the morning, got out there, was trying to be the first persons in line, waiting for them to allow me to come in. And I had a morning appointment. Luckily, I was able to have that scheduled, and I got in. And the process took an hour or so, something like that, 2 hours at the most. We went to lunch, ate, and came back and waited a little bit, and it was done. Luckily, God blessed me with that one, and I don't want anybody to fall into that. If you be prepared, do your diligent homework, make sure all your time frames are ample, so that way you're not last minute in anything. That's the last thing. Boy, the stress levels of last minute and had my heart pounding out. I'm sure anybody would go through that if they spent as much money as me and my wife did to get to Tonga and do all this for the activity. As you could see in some of my shorts, that I went to Nomuka, and in the Apai chain, I went snorkeling, did some activities, swam with the humpback whales, and enjoyed what Tonga has to offer. And that's something I'm looking forward to in the future, that I'll be able to share with other people when they come to Tonga, to my retreat and getaway in Nuku Nuku. I'll be able to take them on tours, do these things with them, and possibly be a chaperone to anybody who's willing to go on a trip with me and want to explore it, because I'm fluent in Tongan. I could speak Tongan enough to sit here and get what I need or communicate. So I've been, like I said, married for 30 odd years to a Tongan. I should learn something. And I did. And I actually speak Spanish as well. So I speak 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Tongan, which Spanish is the second language of the United States. So you should, anybody who's coming here or expecting to come here, understand that you will run across Latinos and you will need to communicate with them. So it would be good if you brushed yourself up with a little bit of Spanish, at least basics, and English if you're non-English speaking. Get those 2 languages out the way, because that's our national language here in the United States. Let me get at my phone. Let me take you on a little journey in my house real quick, if I can. And go from there. It was Christmas, so I got my door decorated on the outside. I just wanted to show you that I am ready to come to Tonga. And let me turn the light on so I can possibly get a little brighter in here. But as you can see, I had mentioned that I was born February 6th, which I share the birthday of Bob Marley, the legendary Rasta King. Which, if you go in my house, you'll see Bob is everywhere. Bob's just everywhere in my house. Him and Jesus, they're both the prophets in my life. So, behind me, Bob everywhere. Bob, Tongan, Bob over here, Tonga, Bob. I even got the lava here with where I'm going to be. Let's see where I'm going to be. This is where I'm going to be in Tonga, Nuku, and I'm looking forward to it. And I got people and friends waiting for me. They're going to have a pig roast waiting for me. I'm looking forward to that. Always love eating the pig head. For me, I never eat the body, just the head. I don't know what that is for me, but I love everything about the head. Everything. Glad that everybody has been posting in on me and viewing my views and checking in. And first time doing these things. I haven't learned to really edit too much, so thank goodness these are straight shot videos and I don't have to learn those things, because I want it to be authentic. I want people to know that you're not clipping out things that are important. I've done so many YouTube videos trying to learn something mechanically on a car, and they leave out key elements because they're edited, and I watched a 20-minute video and it teaches nothing to me. I didn't get anything out of it because everything up to there I might have known, had some inclination how to do it, and they left out key elements or tools or something that you would need to make it easier. So you watch their video, didn't really get your job done, and you gave them their airtime. I don't want to do that. I want my viewers to come in and learn something from me and learn about me. And if I could do that, I will. I still have more things. There's still more things that I need to show, and I will tomorrow in tomorrow's video. I'm going to be doing these all the way periodically for the whole time frame. They said it takes up to a month for this resident visa process, so I am booked to be in Tonga for a month, so hopefully I can get it all accomplished in that month. What else? Life is good. I'm just happy. I'm happy to be going back to my wife's country. I've been going there, like I said, since 1996, and had a lot of great experiences there, and I believe I'll continually have more and more experiences there. I'm looking forward to teaching you guys some more things, more requirements, and how to get a hold of them and get it done. Just walk you through it instead of a video that says, here's the screen, here's the requirements, go get it. I want to give you a little bit more insight and a little bit more in-depth visuals, so to speak. You know, actually showing you the paperwork, what you need to do, how to go about trying to accomplish getting it. And those are the things that I'm hoping that you get out of this video, learn from it, and it'll benefit us both. And I appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to my viewers. I thank those that have subscribed. If you like what you see or hear or learning something from it, please like, subscribe, and look forward to tomorrow's video where I will be giving you some more of it. And as I do the videos, I'm going to continually start from the beginning of the criteria all the way up into everything that I got here in the United States that I was able to accomplish, and the rest I have to do in Tonga. So that being said, I appreciate you. Have a blessed day. All you expats or that have anything to comment on, if there's something you could help my viewers with, please do. And if there's any comments that I could help you with, I've already helped one person ask me about the visa situation in Tonga, and I was happy to help them. Again, stay tuned. Look forward, and tomorrow I will have another video, so that'll be something you would do. I'll update everything all the way up to that point and then go from there. I actually leave tomorrow, and like I said, if you look, again, I am ready. I have to pay for extra luggage. That's another $200 expense right there. Or that one, actually. This one's mine. That's my carry-on. That's my personal. And I got to pay $200 plus everything that I loaded and filled in there to what we call in Tongan, saute. I'm going to brought things to give away to family members and friends. So that way, gifts, so to speak. And when I visit different friends, you always give them something because it's just something you do. You know, they'll open their house up to you. That's why they're called the Friendly Islands of Tonga by Captain Cook. And I've found even strangers open their house up to me, give me rides in Tonga. It's called suto, you know, hitchhiking. And I've done that a couple of times in Tonga and never had a problem with getting from one side of the island to the other if I needed to, because the buses stopped running more now than ever because of the fact that more people own vehicles. There's less need for the buses traveling. So what I used to be able to, go on Hihifo and there's 3 buses during the day, 4 buses going to go by. Now, if you're lucky, it's 2, and you better know the time frames. So those are all things you have. I'm looking forward to doing and enjoying in the Kingdom of Tonga. Everybody else, if you, like I said, if you're new to it, please like and subscribe. To those that are already subscribed, continue watching my videos to the ends, and I appreciate you, and have a good day.